The Enchanted Castle. Welcome to Blind Quest, Wayfarer. Are you ready to hear the story of Nathan the Mercenary? Well, get ready then. It's such an exciting adventure, you'll feel like you're experiencing it firsthand. Remember, I'll need your help to reach the end of the story. Stay alive, if possible. Swipe right and left to explore the environment, forward and backwards. Use double tap to examine the interactive elements. Touch with 5 fingers to open the pause menu. During battle, tap 2 times to attack. Swipe left, right or down to dodge. Swipe up to drink a healing potion, and tap once to hear Nathan's health amount. Great! Now that all that is clear, we can go. Our story begins in Nathan's room. The mercenary has just woke up, and his day is not going to be so good. You have reached door. Desk. Desk. On the desk is his bag. Nathan checks the money inside. Only 1 silver coin. It is enough for today, but tomorrow he will starve. It is probably time to have a look at the city bulletin board to find a new job. Door. Wall. Window. Casket. Nathan opens the casket. He gets a healing potion. Desk. Door. Nathan leaves the inn where he is staying. He must go to the central square, where he can find the bulletin board with available jobs. You have reached City of Flos, northwest. Flower. Nathan's room. Southern exit. Nathan arrives in the city market, which is full of life in the middle of the day. But now it is quiet. You have reached City of Flos, southwest. Swipe left, or swipe right. To move. Shop. Now it is closed. It is too early. Busboy. A young busboy asks Nathan if he's a mercenary. Swipe left to say yes. Swipe right to say no. The busboy doesn't believe Nathan. Only mercenaries are heavily armed. Casket. Nathan opens the casket. He gets a healing potion. Eastern eggs. North shop. Northern. You have reached flower. Commoner flower. The fields are full of crimson flowers. Flos owes its name to these fragrant plants. The fields are commoner woman. The girl stares with a grim look at Nathan. Mercenaries have a terrible reputation. Eastern exit. Nathan. Southern exit. You have reached City Eastern exit. The city square is near a large fountain. In the middle of the unpaved yard is the bulletin board where jobs are displayed. You have reached City of Flos, southeast. Swipe left, or swipe right. Western exit. Casket. Bulletin board. Casket. Nathan opens the casket. He gets a healing potion. Bulletin board. On the city bulletin board, there is an announcement written by the princess herself. It says that the royal city is infested by ghosts. Because of this, she has taken refuge in the stronghold of Rodan. She is waiting for someone who is able to defeat the ghosts. The reward is 1,000 gold coins. With that money, Nathan could survive for an entire year, or live the high life for 6 months. Swipe left to say yes, swipe right to say no. A risky mission, but with a good reward. Nathan begins to walk. The stronghold is far from the city. Cart, bull, water. Laundress, western exit. Casket, bullet, water. Laundress. The laundress tells Nathan that a royal herald has just put up a new job announcement. He seemed very agitated. Western exit. You have reached City of Flos, southwest. Shop. Northern exit. You have reached Nathan. City of Eastern Southern exit. Eastern exit. Nathan crosses the small city. There are not many people around. You have reached Western saving point. You saved the game. Signpost. The signpost indicates that the Versia Plain is to the east. Water well. It is the major water source for all Flos inhabitants. Eastern west saving point. Signpost. Water well. Saving point. Western exit. Eastern exit. Nathan arrives in the plain of Versia, which is a quiet and lush land. You have reached Plain of Versia, west. Swipe left, or western eastern exit. Tree trunk. A tree trunk. In the past, Nathan tried to be a lumberjack, but it was not his path. Bandit. The battle begins. 100% life point. Low in the middle. He's in great shape. 100% in the middle. Life point. He's in great shape. Low on the left. Low in the middle. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Double tap to continue. Western, eastern, tree, grave, dark, water, dark, gravestone, lonely tombstone on a small hill to remember the ones who died in the war. Dark cave. A terrible howl comes from the cave. Let's back off. Waterfall. The roar of the waterfall reminds Nathan of his training. Meditating with this sound in his ears allowed him to tone his body and mind. Western eastern Nathan arrives in an abandoned carpentry shop. The place is unused and has been taken over by nature. You have reached crumbling plain of Versia. The battle begins. 100% life points. He's in great. 100 blue in the middle. 100% blue on the right. 100 in the middle. 100% middle. Nathan gets hit. Blue in the middle. Blue in the middle. 75% life point. Blue in the middle. He is victory! Nathan gains experience points. Nathan gets a healing potion. Crumbling. West eastern exit. West crumble. A large crack cuts through the wall like a scar. It looks like everything could collapse at any second. Cut trees. With the wood from these trees, people built battering rams, catapults, and other war machines. But after peace arrived, no one planted new trees. Crumbling wall. Cut. Eastern exit. Western exit. Eastern exit. Nathan continues along the way leading to the stronghold. He asks himself if bandits might be hiding in the vegetation. You have reached Plain of Versia, east. Swipe left, or swipe right. To move. Tree. An old solitary tree. where travelers can relax in the shadow of its leaves. Wolf. The battle. More than 75% land on the right. He isn't worried. Blue on the right. Blue on the left. Blue on the left. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Nathan gets a healing potion. Double tapped. Tree. Gamekeeper. The gamekeeper tells Nathan that recently wolves have become more aggressive. Often they attack peasants. He believes that this is due to a specific and particularly violent wolf. He asks Nathan to kill it. Obviously, he will be well rewarded for this job. Lake. The Flows country is extremely vital, thanks to the numerous rivers which quench the thirst of the whole plain. Bandit. More than 75%. He isn't worried about it. Blow in the middle. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Nathan gets a healing potion. Dub tree. West eastern west commoner. The commoner woman complains that it is dangerous to get out of Flows. Luckily, there are gamekeepers. Western eastern egg tree. Eastern. Nathan begins to see the stronghold of Rodham. He has almost reached his destination. You have reached Plain of Versia, far east. Swipe left, or swipe right. To move. Saving point. You saved the game. Signpost of the bridge. Saving. The signpost indicates that beyond the bridge, towards the south, is the stronghold of Rodham. Collapsed bridge. The bridge that leads to the stronghold of Rodham is collapsed. Maybe it was destroyed by bandits to avoid reprisals. Pickpocket. The thief complains of foot pain. He tried to break down the rickety wall, but his scrawny legs had no effect. Nathan asks himself if he would be able to break it down. Western exit. You have reached Plain of Versia, east, tree, wolf. The battle begins. Blue on the right. 100% life points. Blue on the left. He's in great shape. Blue in the middle. 100% life points. Blue. He's in great shape. Nathan gets hit. Blue on the right. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Double tap to continue. Tree. Gamekeeper. Tree. Gamekeeper. The gamekeeper. Lake. Gamekeeper. Tree. Lake. Bandit. Blow on the right. Blow in the middle. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Double tap to continue. Tree. Gamekeeper. Lake. Common. Western exit. Eastern exit. Western exit. You have reached Plain of Versia, center. Swipe left, or swipe right. To move. Crumbling wall. Western exit. East cut trees. East western. You have reached Plain waterfall. Dark cave. Nathan approaches the cave. It is dark everywhere. 2 yellow eyes. With a huge leap, the wolf attacks. The battle begins. Middle. More than 75%. He isn't worried. Middle. Middle. Right. More than 75%. More than 7. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Nathan gets a healing potion. Double tap to continue. Now the cave is silent. Waterfall, dark. Now the cave is silent. West eastern. You have reached plain of the western eastern exit. Western eastern cut trees. Eastern. You have reached east-west plain of the bandit. The battle begins. More than 70% gets hit. Life points. He isn't worried about it. Low in the middle. More than 75%. Low on the left. He isn't. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Eastern exit. Western exit. Common lake. Gamekeeper. The gamekeeper is relieved. Now the wolf attacks should decrease. Nathan gains a healing potion. Lake. Common. West. East tree. Eastern. You have reached western pick collapsed bridge. Pick signpost of the pick western saving point. Pick park pick western exit. You have reached eastern west plain of. You have reached crumbling wall. Plain of Versia center. The collapsed wall takes Nathan to a new area. The sound of a waterfall welcomes the mercenary to a small hollow. You have reached Carpenter. Southern exit. Carpenter. An old man. He tells Nathan that he's come here to find wood to build toys. At the moment he needs flexible wood. He asks Nathan if he's noticed an elm somewhere around. Southern exit, northern exit, lake, gamekeeper, bandit. The battle begins. Low in the middle. Low on Nathan gets hit. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Nathan increases his experience level. Nathan gets a healing potion. Double tap. Southern, northern exit. Lake. Gamekeeper. The gamekeeper tells Nathan that after the war, many mercenaries lost their jobs and became bandits to survive. The gamekeeper tells Nathan that after the war, Lake, northern exit. You have reached plain of Versia center. Swipe left. Crumbling wall. You have reached southern plain of Versia. South. Carpenter. Southern exit. Northern exit. Southern exit. Northern lake. Gamekeeper. Bandit.
Limit battery. Low. Close. 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 Low power mode. Close. Button. Close. Low power mode. Button. Close. Close. Button. Close. Close. Select area.
Yes. Victory! Nathan gains southern exit. North. Nathan gets a healing southern. Northern. Double tap to continue. Southern exit. Carpenter. Southern exit. Nathan arrives at the stronghold. Passing over the walls, he finds himself in front of an army barracks and a well. You have reached saving point. You saved the game. Water well. North soldier. Laundrette. Water well. Saving point. Southern exit. Northern exit. Water well. A well. It provides the water for the fortress and is also to put out fires. Laundress. The laundress says that after the war, the fortress was practically deserted. It's quite strange to see it now, swarming with soldiers. Soldier. A soldier welcomes Nathan. He asks him if he is here to help the princess. Swipe left to say yes. The soldier tells Nathan that Princess Helen is waiting for him in the throne room, right up here. Northern exit. Saving point. You saved the game. You opened the menu page. Swipe down to open the leaderboard. Nathan reached level 2. Press double tap to open the inventory page. Swipe up to go back to the map. You're back. Laundry. Southern exit. Southern. Numerous soldiers march through the streets of the stronghold. The situation in the royal city seems to be serious. You have reached stronghold of Casket. Nathan understands that a robbery in a stronghold full of soldiers is not a good idea. Grinid, the big soldier called Grinid, stands in front of Nathan, challenging him. He tells him that if Nathan can win the jewel, he will allow him to open the casket. Swipe left to say yes. Grinid unsheathes his sword. He cries, "The battle begins." Blow on the right. Blow on the left. Blow on the right. Blow 100%. Blow 100%. Blow on the left. Blow on the right. Blow on the left. Blow in the middle. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Double tap to continue. Grinid smiles with satisfaction. It's been a while since he fought so hard. Now Nathan is allowed to open the casket. Casket. Nathan opens the casket. He gets some healing potions. You opened the inventory page. You selected 14. Healing potion. The glass ampoule contains nothing. Healing potion. Nothing. You opened the menu page. Swipe down to open. You're back. Eastern, northern exit. Signpost. Grinid, northern exit. East, southern exit. Casket. The casket is empty. Grinid asks Nathan if he'd like to fight again. Nathan kindly declines. Eastern exit. The throne room in the stronghold is an austere place. The stone walls have no banners or other decorations. You have reached Stronghold of Rodham, throne room. Swipe left. Brazier, western exit, throne. A simple wooden throne, used in wartime. It has no frills. Helen, guard. The guard is perfectly still, ready to protect the princess in case of attack. Brazier. Even if it is daytime, the braziers enlighten the room.
Control center. Airplane mode. Mobile, wide, widget, media, select, preview, play, next, brightness, volume, touch, camera, button, music recognition, selected, announce notifications, timer, hearing devices, selected, screen recording, text size, lock rotation, screen mirroring, button, focus, calculator, select, sound rating, selected, low power mode, button, low power mode. Direct area.
Guard. Helen. Princess Helen is a young woman. Seeing Nathan, she tells him that she has been waiting for him. She asks him if he is sure he wants to undertake this mission. Even her loyal guards haven't the courage to face the phantoms. Swipe left to say yes, swipe right to say no. The princess smiles. Finally, a man brave enough to help her to free the castle. Throne. Western throne. Helen. Nathan is complaining. The letter did not tell him that he had to accompany a young girl to her certain death. The princess replies that to be able to hurt the ghosts, he'll need a spell on his weapon. With a knowing smile, she says that only the royal family can use magic. Nathan asks her to immediately enchant his blade, but the princess, embarrassed, reveals that she doesn't know how to do it. Throne. Helen. Helen warns Nathan that they have to go south in the desert, beyond the swamp. There they will find the scholars of magic, who will be able to generate the spell for his sword. Now Nathan is allowed to go out of the fortress. Guard. Helen. Throne. West. Brave. Guard. Helen. Throne. Helen. Helen warns Nathan that they have to go south in the desert, beyond the swamp. There they will find the scholars of magic, who will be able to generate the spell for his sword. Now Nathan is allowed to go out of the fortress. Guard. Brazier. Western exit. Western exit. You have reached Guard. Southern egg. Guard. The guard wishes Nathan a good trip. Casket. Grin. The casket is empty. Grin. Signpost. The signpost indicates northern, eastern, southern exit. Nathan smells a strong stench of putrid water when he reaches the entrance of the swamp. You have reached Swamp of Melfris. Far east. Swipe left or swipe right to move. Soldier. The soldier had to bring a message to Sarteris, but he got lost in the swamp. Save. Big saving point. You saved the game. Pond. So southern X. Pond. A small pool of stagnant water. Say big crystal mushroom. A strange mushroom. Small crystals are on its cap. Northern exit. West. Southern exit. Soldier. Pond. Saving. You saved the game. Big. Northern. Western. Southern. You have reached Swamp of Melfris. Soldier. The soldier has been going in circles for hours now. Something is wrong. Pond. So southern exit. West. Northern exit. Big pond. Big crystal. A strange mushroom. Pond. The pond. Nathan is sure that he has already seen this place. Maybe it is better to try a different route. Big northern egg. West. Southern. West. The river blocks Nathan's way. But luckily there is a bridge built by the reptile men, which allows him to cross it. You have reached Swamp of Melfris. East. Saving point. You saved the game. Giant toad. The battle begins. Blow on the left. Nathan gets hit. More than 75% life points. Blow on the left. He isn't worried. Blow in the middle. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Double tap to saving point. Reptile Man. The battle begins. More than 75% life. He is low in the middle. Low in the middle. More than 75% life. Low on the left. He isn't worried. Low. Nathan gets hit. Nathan gets more than 75% life points. Low in the middle. He isn't worried. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Nathan gets a healing potion. Double tap. Big. A strange mushroom. Tree. Guard. Tree. In this swamp, even the trees seem dank. Guard. Helen's personal guard. Helen. Encamp. Western. Encamp. Helen has prepared a tent with a campfire. A princess can't sleep rough. Western, Eastern, saving, big tree, big save. You saved big tree. Helen. Nathan tells Helen that they are lost. Perhaps if they explore the area, they'll find a solution. Helen asks Nathan to search for a beautiful flower, which grows only in this swamp. Nathan answers that he has no time for the wishes of a spoiled child. Encampment. Helen. Western egg. Encamp. West. Eastern exit. Say Eastern egg. West. Say you see Western. Nathan finds himself in a drier area. A patch of trees create darkness which permeates the area with a sense of danger. You have reached Swamp of Eastern exit. Northern exit. Giant Toad. The battle begins. 100%, 100% life points. He's 1 low in the middle. 100% life points. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Nathan gets a heal. Supervised. Doubled. The scholar seems to be lost. He tells Nathan that local toads use magic to confuse travelers, then eat them. Nathan answers that they are lost too. The old man reveals that such a powerful spell may originate only from an elderly toad. The spell will disappear only with the death of that toad. Giant Toad. The battle begins. 100% life points. He's in great shape. Low in the middle. Victory! Nathan gave supervise tree northern Nathan trees within the eastern super north trees within the canopy of trees. Nathan perceives a presence, but he prefers to avoid facing beasts. Northern exit. The road continues, immersed in humidity. Wailing and tribal screams follow Nathan while he walks. You have reached southern saving point. You saved the game. Northern exit. Saving point. Gamekeeper. The gamekeeper is looking for a very dangerous reptile man who wants to organize an attack on the fortress of Rodham. He asks Nathan to eliminate him if he finds him. Liana's fence. A fence built with branches and vines. The reptile men seem to be very territorial. Reptile Man. The battle begins. Blow on the right. 100% life points. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Double tap to continue. Saving point. Liana's river. Nathan wonders about the terrible creatures that could hide in these waters. Northern exit. Saving point. You saved the game. Gamekeeper. Liana's fence. A fence built with gamekeeper. The gamekeeper is looking for a very Liana river. Northern southern exit. Northern. The path stops on a small hill. The wailing is even louder. You have reached Swamp of Melfris, far north. Southern egg tree. Someone scratched a rune on a tree. River. Nathan wonders about the terrible creatures that could hide in these waters. Blue flower. The flower Helen mentioned. Nathan does not want to please her, but now he has found it. He tries to pick the flower, but a giant toad appears from the mud, covered by flowers and vines, attacking him. The blue flower is on its head. The battle begins. Blow on the right. 100% blow life on the right. He's in great shape. Blow in the middle. 100% life points. He's in great shape. Blow on the right. Blow on the right. Blow on the right. 100% life points. He's in great. Nathan gets more hit. Than 75% life points. Blow on the right. He isn't worried. Blow in the middle. Blow on the right. Blow on the left. Blow on the right. More than 75% right. He isn't worried about blow on the right. Blow on the left. More than 75% life points. He isn't worried. More than 70%. Blow in the middle. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Nathan gets a healing potion. Wear the double tap to continue. Southern exit. Blue riv tree. Southern blue flower. Blue flower. Where the king of the swamp was. Now there are only flowers. South tree. South. You have reached Swamp of Melfris, north. Swipe left. Saving point. Southern exit. Northern exit. Southern exit. You have reached Swamp of Melfris. Eastern. Northern exit. Eastern. Supervisor. The scholar seems to be lost. He tells Nathan that local toads use magic to confuse. East. Northern exit. Eastern exit. Soup giant toad. The battle begins. Blow in the middle. 75% life point. More than 75%. Blow in the middle. More. Blow on the left. Victory! Nathan gains. Soup trees. Double tap to continue. The battle begins. More than 75%. More than 75%. Blow in the middle. Life point. Blow. Nathan gets hit. Blow in the middle. More than blow in the middle. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Double tap to east. Northern trees. Nathan decides to enter the little forest. He knows someone is hiding there. In an instant, the reptile men's chief attacks. The battle begins. Blow in the middle. Blow on the left. More than 75%. More than 75%. Blow on the right. Blow on more than 75%. Blow on the left. He isn't worried about it. Blow in the middle. Blow on the left. More than 75%. More than 75% life. More. Blow on the right. Nathan gets hit. Blow on the more than. Blow on the left. Blow on the left. More than 75%. Blow on the right. More than 70. Blow on the left. Blow on the left. More than 75%. Blow on the left. He isn't worried about it. Blow on the right. Blow in the middle. Nathan gets hit. Blow in the middle. Less than 70. Blow in the middle. Less than 75. Blow in the middle. Nathan gets hit. Blow on the right. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Nathan gets a healing potion. Double tap to continue. The trees look unhealthy. Northern exit. East supervisor. Trees. Northern exit. Trees. Northern exit. Eastern. Northern exit. Eastern exit. Trees. The scholar seems to be lost. He tells Nathan that local toads use magic to confuse travelers, then eat them. Nathan answers that they are lost too. The old man reveals that such a powerful spell may originate only from an elderly toad. The spell will disappear only with the death of that toad. Eastern northern exit. You have reached Swamp of Melfris, north. Swipe left. Saving point. You saved the game. Southern exit. Saving point. Northern exit. River. Nathan wonders about the terrible creatures that could hide in these waters. Northern saving point. Southern saving. You saved the game. Northern exit. Southern exit. Save gamekeeper. The gamekeeper thanks Nathan. Now reptile men will fight against each other to elect a new chief. And they won't be planning assaults on the fortress for a while. Saving point. Gamekeeper. Save southern egg. Northern egg. Southern egg. You have reached Swamp of Melfris, center. Eastern exit. You have reached Swamp of Melfris, east. Eastern exit. Western Helen. Nathan brings the flower to Helen. She thanks him with tears in her eyes. Her mother always wore a pin depicting that flower. She always wanted to bring one of these flowers to her mother's grave. And now she can. Helen is staring at the blue flower. Nathan decides not to disturb her. Helen is staring at... Encampment. Helen has prepared a tent with a campfire. A princess can't sleep rough. Helen, guard. Helen, in western egg... You have reached Swamp of Melfris, center. Eastern exit. Northern exit. You have reached Swamp of Melfris, north. Southern exit. Northern exit. You have reached Swamp Blue where the king of the swamp was. Now there are only flowers. Southern tree. Southern egg tree. River. Tree. Southern exit. Blue flower. Tree. Southern exit. You have reached southern north swamp. You have reached eastern. You have reached east-west encampment. Helen is staring at the blue flower. Nathan decides not to disturb her. Guard. Helen's personal guard. Helen. Encampment. Helen has prepared a tent with a campfire. A princess can't sleep rough. Western exit. Western exit. East-west. You have reached eastern north swamp giant toad. The battle begins. 100% life
Low
points.
on the right.
Even great.
Low on the left.
Low in the middle. Victory! Nathan Gate. Soup giant toad. Nathan. The battle begins. Double tap to continue.
Low on the right.
100% life points.
Low on the left.
He's in great shape.
Low on the left.
Victory! Nathan Gate. Soup tree. North-east double tap to east supervisor. East northern exit. Eastern exit. You have reached west and swamp of Melfris. East. Swipe left. Or swipe right. 2. Move. Guard. Tree. Big reptile man. The battle begins. Nathan gets hit. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Double tap to continue. Saving point. You saved eastern west encamp Helen. And western exit. Eastern exit. You have reached southwest swamp. As time goes on, the moist air gives way to a drier climate. The sun reflects off the sand, blinding Nathan. You have reached Desert of Sarteris, far east. Western exit. Saving point. You saved the game. Western, east, northern exit. Soldier. The soldier tells Nathan that he fought in the war against the dukedom of Freda, asking him if he fought there too. Swipe left to say yes. Swipe right to say no. The soldier says he's happy to meet a comrade. He gives Nathan a healing potion. The soldier is happy that in the end Reldia and Freda made peace. But he will never forget his dead comrades. The soldier is happy that in the cactus. The desert is incredibly hot. But these giant cactuses contain water and help you to never suffer from thirst. Signpost. On the signpost, there are various indications. To the north, the swamp of Melfris. To the west, the Academy of Magic. And to the east, the Freda territories. Guard. Helen warns Nathan that the next destination is the Academy of Magic to the west. A talented student is studying how to put a spell on weapons. Helen precedes Nathan. Saving point. You saved the western exit. Western exit. Save western exit. The path continues beside a dusty cemetery. You have reached Desert of Western exit. Eastern commoner woman. A pale young girl asks Nathan if he can recover the puppet she lost in the desert. A pale young girl. Western exit. Apprentice. A student of the Academy of Magic. He advises Nathan that the desert is full of monsters. Ghoul. The battle begins. 100% life points.
100% on the left. Low on the right.
100% life points. Even great in the middle. 100% life points.
Low on the right.
Even great shape.
Low on the left.
100
Low on the left.
Nathan gets hit. Nathan
More
gets
than
hit.
70
More than 75% life points. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Nathan gets a healing up double cemetery. Graves in the desert. Nathan wonders if there are travelers down there. Ghoul. The battle begins. More than 75%. More than 75% life points. Blow in the middle. More than 75%. Low in the middle. He isn't. More
Low on the left.
More than 75. More than 75% life points.
Low on the right.
Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Nathan apprentice, cultist, double tap. The battle begins. Blow in the middle. More than 70. More than 75% life
Blow on the
points.
left.
More than 7.
Blow on the right.
Blow in the middle. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Double apprentice, commoner woman, Eastern commoner woman. A pale young girl asks Nathan if he can recover the puppet she lost in the desert. Eastern exit. Western exit. Eastern exit. Western exit. Western. Nathan enters an army encampment. Not so far away, he sees a glimpse of the Academy of Magic. You have reached Desert of Sarteris, center. Swipe left, or swipe right. To Western exit. Apprentice. Western exit. Apprentice. The apprentice says that everyone can study magic, but only the royal family can practice it. Encampment. The Academy doesn't want soldiers in its territory, and so they have to stay away from it. Soldier. The soldiers are here to protect the students of the Academy of Magic, but also to keep an eye on them. Supervisor, the same scholar Nathan met in the swamp. He tells the mercenary that a long time ago he attended the Academy of Magic, but he preferred to travel instead of having his nose in books. Eastern Southwestern apprentice. Apprentice. Western exit. In front of Nathan there is an imposing building dug in the rock. It is the seat of the Academy of Magic. You have reached Desert of Sarteris, Academy of Swipe left, or swipe right. To move. Helen. Helen is agitated. She says that the apprentice she was looking for has been kidnapped while he was in the oasis. His name is Philo, and she asks Nathan to save him. Nathan reveals that he already knows him. He was a comrade's brother. Helen is agitated. Eastern exit. Academy of Magic. The Academy of Magic hosts many young noblemen who hope to serve the royal palace, sooner or later. Apprentice. The apprentice says to Nathan that years ago some students rebelled and became cultists. Tall apprentice. The boy tells Nathan that cultists can freely use magic. This is the reason why they are so dangerous. One-eyed apprentice. The Academy of Magic reveals to Nathan that the cultists' chief is a mysterious necromancer. Someone says that he used to be a teacher at the academy. Helen. Helen is agitated. Western exit. Eastern. Western exit. Eastern. You have reached Desert of Sarteris. Center. Swipe left. Or swipe right. 2. Move. West. Southern exit. The sound of water fills Nathan's ears. It seems like a lush oasis compared to all this sand and dryness. You have reached Desert of Sarteris, south. Swipe left, or swipe right. 2. Move. Northern. Gravedigger. The man tells Nathan that he is the one who takes care of the cemetery there. Nathan asks if he knows a pale young girl. As an answer, he gives him a dirty puppet and tells him that people often steal it from that poor girl just for fun. Apprentice. The apprentice tells Nathan that he and Philo were in the oasis to source water, and some men attacked them. They were alone and everything was so quick. But maybe nearby Nathan can find some clue about who they were. Soldier. The soldier asks Nathan to kill the necromancer, the chief of the cultists. He is not strong enough. He should be near the cemetery just now. Broken aquabus. Almost covered by the sand, an aquabus. Only people of Freda own weapons like this. Maybe they are the ones who kidnapped Philo. But why? Palms. It is not a mirage. It's a real oasis. Northern exit. Gravedigger. Northern exit. You have reached Desert of Sarteris. Center. Swipe left. Or western, southern, eastern exit. You have reached Desert of Sarteris. Apprentice. Ghoul. The battle begins. Blow on the left. Blow on the left. Blow on the left. Victory! Nathan. West, eastern, west. Nathan can't find the double tap to Apprentice. Grave. West. Grave. Western exit. Grave. Western exit. Eastern exit. West. Grave. Apprentice. Nathan asks the apprentice if he saw a pale young girl somewhere around there, but he didn't. Grave. Western exit. Eastern exit. West. Grave. Apprentice. Grave. Western exit. Eastern exit. Western exit. Grave. Apprentice. Nathan asks the apprentice if he saw a pale young girl somewhere around there, but he didn't. Grave. Western exit. Grave. Apprentice. Grave. Western exit. Eastern exit. Western exit. Grave. Apprentice. Cemetery. The necromancer is looking for something near the gravestones. Nathan attacks him. The battle begins. Blow on the left. Blow on the right. Blow More than 75%. More than 75%. More than 70. More than 75.
Blow on the left. Blow on the left.
More than 75%. More than 75% life points.
Blow on the right.
More than 70.
Blow in the middle.
Blow in the middle. Nathan gets hit.
Blow on the right. Blow on the left. Blow on the
More
left.
than 75%. More than
Blow on the
75% life points.
Blow on the right.
Blow in the middle. Nathan gets hit.
Blow on the left.
Less than 75%.
Blow on the
Nathan
left.
gets hit. Blow in the middle. Nathan gets hit.
Blow on the right.
Less
Blow
than
in the middle.
75%. Less than
Blow on the
75% life point.
Blow on the left. Blow on the right.
Less
Blow in
than
the middle.
75%.
Blow
Less
on the
than
left.
70. Less
in the
than
middle.
Nathan gets hit.
Blow on the left. Blow on the left. Blow on
Less
the
than
right.
50. Blow in the middle. Nathan gets hit. Blow in the middle. Nathan gets hit. Blow in the middle. Nathan gets hit.
Blow on the left. Blow
Less
on
than
the right.
25%.
Blow in
Less
the
than
middle.
25% life. Nathan,
Blow
you
on the left.
be careful.
He's ready to start
100%.
fight. Blow on the left. Blow on the left. Blow on the left.
100% life points.
Blow.
Nathan
Great
gets hit.
shape.
Blow in the middle. Nathan
More
gets
than
hit. 75% life.
Blow
He
on
isn't
the
worried.
right.
More than 75% life.
Blow
More
on the
than
left.
75. More than.
Blow on the left.
Blow in the middle.
Blow on the
More
right.
than 75%.
Blow
More
on
than
the right.
75% life points. Blow in the middle. Nathan gets hit. More than.
Blow on the left.
Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Nathan gets a healing potion. Double tap to continue. Graves in the desert. Nathan wonders if there are travelers down there. Apprentice. Grave. West grave. Up cemetery. Graves in the desert. Nathan wonders if there are travelers down there. Apprentice. Grave. West. Eastern exit. Western exit. You have reached Desert of Sarteris, center. Western. Southern exit. You have reached Desert of Sarteris, south. Northern egg. Grave digger. Apprentice. Soldier. The soldier thanks Nathan. Without the necromancer, the cultists will be weaker. As a result, he gives him some healing potion. Apprentice. The apprentice is still upset about being assaulted. Grave digger. Nathan tries to ask more about the girl. Nathan tries to ask more about the girl, but the man changes the subject. Soldier. Broken aquabus. It's sinking in the sand. Broken aquabus. It's sinking in the sand. Palms. It is not a mirage. Northern exit. Grave digger. Northern exit. You have reached Desert of Sarteris, center. Swipe left. Or western exit. Southern exit. Western. You have reached Western. Helen. Helen can't believe that the Freda people can be on the warpath again. Nathan must go to the Freda territories to free Philo. Western exit. Eastern exit. You have reached Desert of Sarteris. Center. Swipe left. Western, southern exit. Eastern exit. You have reached Desert of Sarteris. East. Swipe grave. West, eastern exit. You have reached Desert of Sarteris. Far east. Western exit. Eastern, northern exit. Eastern. A simple signpost says that Nathan is entering the territories of Freda. You have reached signpost. The signpost says that the realm of Reldia is to the east. West eastern sign gamekeeper. Sign. The signpost warns that the prison territories are part of the Freda nation. Gamekeeper. The man explains that Freda technology is much more advanced than Reldia's. They only won thanks to the magic of King Alan. Merchant. The merchant tells Nathan he won't talk to people from Freda. Soldier. The soldier says that officially the people of Freda lost the war, but actually they haven't lost any territories. Signpost. Western, eastern. Nathan infiltrates the prison. He knows that he's on enemy ground, but his sword is ready for battle. You have reached Prison of Freda, south. Swipe left, or Aquabusia of... The battle begins. No on the right. No on the right. More than 75% life. More than 75%. More than 75%. No on the left. Nathan less gets than hit. 75. No on the right. Less. No on the right. In the middle. Victory! Nathan gains experience points. Double tap to continue. Aquabusia of Freda. Western exit. Weapons rack. The Aquabus is the characteristic weapon of Freda. Nathan is not able to use it. Western exit. Aquabusia of Freda. Aquabusia of the battle begins. Less than, less than 75 in the middle. Life points. Go in the middle. Less than 75. Nathan gets hit. Victory! Nathan. West, north, weapons, western, Aquabusia of Freda. Weapons rack. Northern exit. Western exit. Aquabusia of Freda. West, northern exit. Nathan goes into the prison. The walls around him are covered with humidity stains. The sound of rattling chains can be heard in the distance. You have reached Prison of Freda. Southern egg saving point. You saved the game.